cosmic souls. How are y'all really feeling out there? Good? I hope so. I hope so. Welcome to Black Girl Fire's Cosmic Revolution, where we are dedicated to amplifying the superpowers of being neurodivergent, providing economic and exposure opportunities for neurodivergent Black women within media, tech, and the art landscape. And on today's excursion is part one of a 4-part series, all about diving deep into the journey of navigating entrepreneurship, neurodivergency from the Black woman perspective. And especially with everything that's going on in like America right now, it's a lot, especially where we literally on the brinks of the great divide, with Republicans trying to transport us back into America before the civil rights movement. I mean, make it make sense with a manifesto, Project 2025. That's a whole other story. But before we get deep into things, I want to personally invite you to be a part of Black Girl Fire's Cosmic Revolution. Now, there's absolutely one specific thing that you need to be a part of this revolution, and I'm about to let you know what it is right now. Okay, here we go. So the one thing you absolutely need to be a part of Black Girl Fire's Cosmic Revolution is you need to be rocking your DWA T. And if you don't know what the DWAA stands for, it simply means being disabled with an attitude. Now, that is our motto here at Black Girl Fire's Cosmic Revolution, because it's all about being bold, unapologetic, and taking up space. We are no longer waiting for others to validate us, to validate our experience, our existence, to give us permission to be who we say we are, and to take up space and to set a new trend. And this is all about co-creating the new earth that's inclusive and accessible for all. Because I don't know about y'all out there, but as a neurodivergent Black woman living in America, I often feel like an alien navigating a foreign society, and that's a huge problem. Which brings me into discussing our topic for today, which is facing discrimination. Like, the isms will continue to exist as long as humans continue to walk the face of the earth. How many isms can you name? So, right off the top of my head, there's racism, sexism, ableism, colorism, classism. Well, I can just name 5 off the top of my head. And if you know any more, please put it down in the chat so we can all be aware of the different isms. But to me, like, I just feel like the isms is another way as humans we try to label each other so we can categorize people and to determine if we should possess power or control over them. And I think this current society that we're living in is sick, that is operating on the guise that people need to feel power and control over others, to feel like an ounce of power themselves, or to feel like they matter. That is extremely absurd. So, on today's excursion, I would like for you to find like a photo, article, or video regarding the updates of the Fearless Fund. So I will share like an image that I found, and I would like for you to share your findings in the comments to join in on this conversation. And remember, sharing is caring, and this is all about contributing to creating the new earth that's more inclusive and accessible for all. So, here I go sharing what I found. So, if you don't know, about like 2 or 3 weeks ago, an Atlanta judge has suspended the Fearless Fund ability to provide grants because this judge deemed it as discriminatory. That definitely get like an eye roll. But we need to also dive deeper into this lawsuit and to think about the person who filed the lawsuit against the Fearless Fund, and it's no other than Edward Bloom. So Edward Bloom is responsible for the overturning of affirmative action. Um, he was very instrumental in the lawsuit with Abigail Fisher, who had sued Texas University because she didn't get in, and she blamed it on affirmative action. I feel like that should be so amazing to have the privilege to blame why you didn't get accepted into a university on affirmative action. And as like I was digging deep into this situation, and I did a little bit more research regarding the Abigail Fisher situation. And so this is the thing with Texas University. So any student who graduate from a public Texas public school that is within the 10%, the top 10% of their school is automatically enrolled in Texas University. And so one thing, Abigail ranked in the 12%. Her GPA was a 3.5, and she scored about 1180 on the SAT or the ACTs. I can't forget like the difference. It's been so long since I've been in high school. And just going back to Edward Bloom, because he had a handle with the Abigail Fisher case, he supported it. But Edward Bloom is using the 14th Amendment to help dismantle the Fearless Fund. So now, if y'all don't know, if y'all don't know, the 14th Amendment was created in 1868, 3 years after Black people was freed from slavery. And the purpose of this amendment was to give newly free Black people the opportunity to fully participate in American society. And so I'm flabbergasted that Edward Bloom is literally using the 14th Amendment to dismantle the Fearless Fund. And so the Fearless Fund is the first firm owned by that's owned by Black women. And in the reality of the situation, that 95% of venture capital go towards white men, while only 2% goes to Black women. So when we really think about those statistics, and that makes us ponder, like, how instrumental is how instrumental have the 14th Amendment been thus far, especially from 1868 up to 2024? That is like a huge question. So when I first found out about this update regarding the Phyllis Fund, my ADHD was immediately activated, and my brain couldn't stop until like I found answers. So I really dug deep into like what can be like a counter argument to Edward Bloom's position. And so I thought about COINTELPRO. So before doing like a deep dive, I was very familiar with COINTELPRO. But in this research on that I recent research that I done, I learned that COINTELPRO lasted from 1956 all the way up to 1971. And I also learned that it was an illegal practice. And one of the most well-known participants of COINTELPRO is J. Edgar Hoover. And so the fact that is a problem that none of the FBI agents or CIA agent or J. Edgar Hoover was ever held accountable for the illegal practice of COINTELPRO that was used to dismantle the civil rights movement. And so, like, and COINTELPRO is like a great example why affirmative action exists, why initiatives like the Fearless Fund exist, because as Black Americans, we are still waiting on our 40 acres and a mule. So it's up to us to ensure that we receive equal access and opportunity to fully participate in American society. So Edward Bloom is also a part of an organization. Um, I think it's called Equal Rights for All Americans. But as I'm thinking about the history of Edward Bloom's work and seeing everything that's going on in America that I'm declaring as the Great Divide, with all the work that the Republican Party is doing to transition us back into a time before the civil rights movement. It's like, whose civil rights is he trying to uphold? Because to me, like, all the work that he has done is to uphold the dominance the dominancy of white males in America. And so I'm thinking, like, from the overturning of affirmative action and the potential dismantle of the Fearless Fund, like, would this lead to the dismantle of business certification, such as the women-owned business enterprise? Would this dismantle the work of a lot of non-for-profits that have like a social justice lens that is used to aid disadvantaged and marginalized people? Like, these are questions that's going into my mind and really thinking about this, because even though like this is very stressful and can leave like a lot of us, especially marginalized people, feeling hopeless and vulnerable. But this is a great opportunity to co-create the new earth that we all want to see, that includes everyone, that's inclusive and accessible for all. And I think That is the greatest opportunity right now. That this is why I am pioneering the world's first neurodivergent focused social media production company dedicated to amplifying the superpower of being neurodivergent, providing economic and exposure opportunities for neurodivergent Black women within media, tech, and the art landscape, while providing them with the tools and resources to help them live a comfortable and successful life. Yes, in that order. And if you don't know, I'm fire because I stay bringing that heat. I am the founder and cultural architect mogul behind Black Girl Fire LLC. And I invite you to join Black Girl Fire's Cosmic Revolution. And the one thing you absolutely need to be a part of this revolution, you need to be rocking your DWA T. So DWA simply stands for being disabled with an attitude. It is our mission and motto here at Black Girl Fire's Cosmic Revolution. We are taking up space. We are being bold and unapologetic. We are trendsetters and innovators. We are no longer waiting for permission or others to validate us for us to exist because we deserve full access to the full human experience. And yes, in that order. And peace out, beautiful souls. And remember to be kind and gentle to yourself. And yes, and